Oh no, the big beautiful bill is ending your big beautiful EV discount. You need to go out and get one right now. Go, 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 go. Buy one. Hurry, 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 hurry. You're going to miss your opportunity. Or are you? All right, well, I'm just being weird because I'm hearing a lot of stuff and people are really urgent, like go out and get an EV before, and just saying, I got to get out there and I got to get an EV right now, before the discount goes out. And again, it's going to end in September 30th, and you have to pick up your vehicle, not just order it by September 30th. You actually have to go pick it up. So, or you have to finalize the purchase and get it all picked up and everything by September 30th. So I have a lot of people asking, it's like, well, should I go get one now? And then if I get one, should I get new or should I get used? Because there's a discount on both new and used. And there seems to be a big sense of urgency on actually getting one right now. And I'm going to tell you that it's a little bit unnecessary. And I'm going to tell you why in this video. So pay attention. Also, my wife and I'm actually parked right out here, Tesla. And my wife and I are actually looking at, don't worry, I'm not getting rid of my F-150 Lightning. I love it. I'm not going to get rid of it. But she's actually been wanting an EV as well. And we've been kind of comparing some things. So my wife and I are actually looking at getting Model Y or something like that. So again, I'm not trading in my Ford Lightning. We're actually just looking at getting maybe a new Model Y or something like that. So, and you know, and we actually are in the middle of discussion on whether or not we actually get it before or after the incentive ends on September 30th. And here is why. I want to tell you now. So I've been doing a lot of research on this, and because I've been really curious, am I actually going to save money now or later? And the reason why, like right now, it seems like very obvious that you would save money, but right now there's a lot of demand on the new vehicles. There's also a lot of demand on the older vehicles. So let me first talk about used, and then we'll go back and talk about the new. So right now, used Teslas have actually gone way up. And I'll read a little comment that a salesperson actually posted that may help bring some stuff into perspective with, hey, this is kind of fun actually. Like if you have your vehicle on for more than 30 minutes, you'll get a little alert and it'll shut it off. But I want a little air going in here while I'm recording the video. So that's one of the reasons why I'm in the middle of a trip right now. So y'all could check that out here a little bit later on 100% to 0%. But I haven't been driving for 9 hours. I've actually been doing videos and working and meetings and all kinds of stuff. So anyways, all right, let me get back to this. So this is really important. I just thought it was a great opinion on, you know, helping you guys understand that you need to pause a little bit and think about this before you actually launch into a purchase. So this is just a used vehicles for sale. This is really cool. I've been doing some research. I want to get a supercharger one. It's basically they call them SC01. So basically where you get the free supercharging and get like an older Tesla. So I'm going to be doing that sometime too. So we'll have another EV, but I'm really excited about that. So I'm going to actually try to find a really cheap one that has free supercharging, and I'm going to show you guys how long these batteries last. So that's going to be a lot of fun. But I've signed up for, it's just a Facebook group where they discuss, like, it's basically Tesla SC01 for sale is what the Facebook group is. Well, somebody commented on one of the posts, and I believe it's a sales guy. And here's what he said. His first name is Mike. He says, I am only going to offer my own input into this and simply suggest if you can just wait a bit until October 1st, you will see and find a lot of better deals. I say this as a person who owns two of these. Now, he's referring to some of the older Model S's that I was just talking about. Or I think maybe it could be a Model X, I guess. There are a few of those that are under the first supercharging deal. So right now, every used car salesperson is absolutely screwing the customer, and it is all because of the deadline for the EV tax credit. And he's like, notice how they all magically seem to be priced at $24,999, qualifying them for the EV tax credit. So I guess that's the limit. You can't really go above that. And he's like, I bought both of mine for $11,000, and they're in phenomenal shape, especially the 90D. Once dealers can no longer stick it to the customer, you'll see the market adjust quickly and be able to find better deals, which are more appropriately priced. So I've been looking. It's not fully true. They're not all $24,999. Sometimes some of them are a little bit under that. But I noticed that because I was seeing some before this got announced that the EV credit was ending. I was noticing there was some in the low teens and even like 12 grand, 10 grand, stuff like that. 9 grand, I found one, but it was kind of in pretty rough shape. I saw another one where there's like these, like it was listed, hey, minor scratches on the front end after I ran into a garage. It was so funny. I'm looking at this thing. The front of it is all like just damaged up, a lot more than what it should have been for the opinion of the owner. But I just thought that was really funny. I had a little kick out of that. But it actually, I'll have to try to find it. I could show you a little picture. Anyways, the point is that the used ones, the used market has seemed to raise up in prices. And then according to what this guy is saying, and I like his name, Mike, and he actually is saying that the prices will drop after that. So right now, if you rush out and do an EV tax credit, to get the EV tax credit, even on a used one, you're actually only going to get, let me see, you're going to get $4,000 or 30% of the sales price. And that's just the federal. So is it worth it spending 10 grand to save 4 grand? I don't think so. So if you're in the market for a used one, now the short answer is maybe. I'm not going to tell you no, because there may be a chance that you'll find a good deal. And if you do find one, maybe it'll work for you. But if the prices are going to drop, then maybe saving 4 grand isn't really going to be that big of a deal. But what you have to consider also, the other reason why it's a maybe, is that several states are different too. So there might be states that are offering a discount as well, or some type of incentive. Now the state, you'll have to look it up. I don't know if they're going to be ending at the same time. So it's a little bit different. So there might be a state used vehicle thing. I live here in Colorado, so I can go ahead and tell you what it actually says. I already read the basically used is $4,000 or 30% of the sales price. And that's federal. And then there's $0 exemption for the state. This is on a used vehicle. Colorado, as far as Colorado is concerned, it doesn't currently offer a specific state income tax credit for the purchase of a used EV in the same way it does for the new EV. So we're going to talk about the new EVs in just a second. And however, they do have what's called a Vehicle Exchange Colorado program, and that offers a rebate of up to $4,000 for income qualified individuals trading in older vehicles for a used EV. So it basically gets a little complicated. It's something that you have to apply for, and you have to be within, like, I believe it's 80% of, like, everybody in your area. 80% of their income is the cap. So whatever the average income is for your area, that's a better way to put it, 80%, you have to be 80% or below of the rest of the people. It's kind of weird with Colorado. But and then there's other things that qualifies for it. I think it has to be like a 10-year-old, or I think a 2013 or older gas vehicle, something like that, and you can qualify for that. I've heard of people actually going and buying like a junker car and then doing that, but then you have to meet all the qualifications, and so there is a way to apply for that, but that doesn't end. For Colorado, that doesn't end at all right now. So then that still falls under the category of, you would still potentially get that after, if you live in Colorado, you would still potentially get that after the October 1st date, combined with the potential for the used vehicles to go back down. So there is that to consider. So just look in your state, see what the incentives are. But I just wanted you to, instead of getting out there rushing and trying to find a used vehicle, just make sure that you double check the price. Make sure that you actually are getting a good deal before you rush into, oh, I want to, get, I need to get this discount or whatever. Now, there are websites that you can go through if you're going to do a private party sale, where it basically acts like a dealer. I think one of them is called Key Savvy or whatever. I'm not recommending that, but that is something that people have used. Just make sure if you're doing that, you're not going to get scammed and all that kind of stuff. So just, be aware, be cautious. Don't just go after something that seems like a really, really good deal. Take your time. Or just go to a regular dealer and just make sure they're not trying to scam you either. It happens. That's just the way the world works. Sometimes people are just more focused on money than helping other people out. So it's sad, but that is what it is. So summary on the used is that it seems like, in my opinion, it would be better, if you're going to get a used one, to wait until after September 30th is done, unless you can find a really good deal. So it's more, in my opinion, it's more of a maybe, but leans more towards wait, till after the incentive goes down. Now, again, don't be getting mad at me. You're like, hey, I found this really good deal, but Lightning Mike told me not to go get, not to go get it now, to wait. So I did that. I listened to him and everything. No. You make your own decision. Don't base it on me. But if you see a good deal, go after it if you need a vehicle. So that is up to you whether or not you want to do that. And you do get the $4,000, and you can have the dealer apply it to the sales price, and just make sure that they're a qualified dealer, with the federal government, to be able to do that. So that is important. Just make sure that they will apply it to the sales price, and you basically sign it over to them whenever you do the deal. That's the same with the new as well. So now onto the new. The new is a very interesting one, especially in my case, where Colorado also offers a certain amount for new vehicles. So I'm going to go ahead and read to you what we qualify for here in Colorado. So the new is $7,500. So that's the federal, and that's for everybody, no matter what state you're in. And then the state of Colorado is $3,500 for the state, plus up to, I believe, $600 for the state if you assign the discount to the dealer at purchase. So that's what I was just telling you about with the used. You could do that with the new too. You assign the discount to the dealer, then they apply all of that, and you know, it seems like a decent amount of money. I mean, we're talking about, let's see, what would that be? That's 11 grand, a little bit more than 11 grand, you know, off of a new vehicle. But here's the interesting thing. This is where everything still falls into the maybe. So right now, new vehicles, it is like this incentive going away has incentivized people to go out and buy one. And Tesla is even saying, if you're going to go get one, make sure you order it now. And in order for them to guarantee that they're going to be able to deliver it before September 30th. So that's a really important thing to note. They're not guaranteeing. Now, whenever I went on the website, it was saying 1 to 2 weeks, but they're saying if you want to actually get it, there have been vehicles like flying off the shelves. Now, it's mainly the Model 3s, Model Ys, but once you get into the higher levels, some of them don't actually qualify for the discount. Some of them do. But I mean, right now, I'll show you on the lot here. So there are several vehicles here. You know, there's some Model X's over there, several of them. I believe that's a Model Y way down there. And there's a few Model 3s and Model Ys here next to me. So they do have vehicles. It's not that they don't, but they sell a lot less of the higher end ones. So if you're thinking about getting the Model 3 or the Model Y, like my wife is, I would recommend that you actually do the math on it. So right now, again, it seems like a pretty large incentive, but here's something to consider. Again, the state is different than federal. So our state actual discount of $3,500 plus a potential up to $600, so about $4 grand almost, is actually still going to be available after October 1st. Is what starting with October, after the September 30th deadline, because that's just the federal. How long it's going to go, I don't know. I talked to them here in Tesla. They were saying that is what's going to happen here in Colorado, at least. So double check your state discount. So what that means is that I will only lose the $7,500. So here's where it happens to be still a maybe. All right. So right now, I can look it up here. Right now, if I go to my Tesla app, so I'm right here on my Tesla app looking at a Model Y. This is the lease price. Here's the cash price. And that's what I want to actually focus on. So if you see here, this is saying I have the check box down here at the bottom checking $7,500 federal, and there's $3,850 of estimated incentives from the state. So that's something to keep in mind. I don't ever check the 5-year gas savings. You will save money on gas. But my wife likes the white, so we've selected that. And then she likes the more expensive wheels, and because it looks nicer on the white. If you look at the picture, that does look like a pretty nice vehicle. I also like the blue. That's a pretty nice vehicle with those wheels too. So, but let's just go with that. She also wants a tow hitch so we can carry our bikes on that vehicle. So after all of that, the price of this is $41,640. So that includes, if you see I checked here, $7,500 and $3,850. So that includes that incentive. So if you get rid of the $7,500, you're looking at $49,140. So my estimation, this is just a prediction. Do not take this to the bank. It is just a prediction. Is that starting with October 1st, because everybody's going to be rushing to get the new vehicles right now, starting October 1st, Tesla or maybe sometime in October, Tesla may actually start offering like either reduce the MSRP, because they've changed it. Like, it's really interesting. Tesla will do this thing where it'll be higher and lower based on demand. Makes sense. They're running a business. So my estimation is that you're actually going to see probably around $4 or $5 grand drop in some of the MSRP prices. If I'm estimating correctly, this might actually go down to about 45. But let me cut off here. Let me cut off all the incentives, or let me cut off all the extra price. So let's just say we're going to get a gray one, and we're going to get the regular wheels, and we're not going to get a tow hitch. So the regular price of this, with just the state, so let me even cut off the state here. That way we're actually viewing this correctly. So the price of this, not including any of those incentives, is $48,990. So a couple of years ago, the Y was in the low 40s, and then it went way up. People got like different versions of it or whatever it may be. So I'm going to estimate that you're probably going to see about a 45,000 vehicle price on this. This is the all-wheel drive. So even the rear-wheel drive here, I'm going to estimate that it's going to go down about, we'll say 3 to 5 grand. That's my estimation. I could be wrong. So what does that have to do with anything at all, you might ask? So right now, remember, it's $7,500 is the discount. So I think that if you get one now, you will still save a little bit of money. And in my case, let's just say I'm going to go here and get this, and I'll still have the Colorado EV savings. So I would still get it at 45 right there after the Colorado one. Let me make sure it's actually changing it. Yeah, it is. Okay. So it would still be 45 for me, but then I would also get, if I waited, then it, like I said, it would be a little bit lower. So we might get it for maybe 42. So that is my estimation. But right now, I could get it for 37. So 37 is more than, it's less than 42. So it seems like right now, at least for here in Colorado, my estimation is that it actually probably would be better to get one prior to. Also, here's something to note. Sometimes they'll actually have an extra vehicle. Maybe they used it as a test drive vehicle or something like that, and they'll give discounts off of those. So that's something that you need to know, whether you're buying it now or whether you're buying it after the EV incentive is done. Be looking for those vehicles that either they're a test drive vehicle, or it was delivered and somebody didn't pick it up and they're offering a discount, or it's just not as popular of a color. Like the Stealth Gray is not as popular of a color, and like the white or the blue is. So, but I think that this, I'm hearing lots of good things about the new Model Y. It's a little bit bigger. But what's really cool, whenever we do get it, we'll go ahead and do some reviews and comparisons. I may even race the Lightning against it. The Lightning should win because this says 4.6 seconds, but the Lightning is supposed to be 3.8. So, but we'll have to see. It'll be on a closed course. It'll be safe. Don't worry about it. But we'll have to do some comparisons. So I look forward to that. So in summary, if you're going to get a new one, it seems like now is a good time, unless you know that the prices of that particular vehicle are going to be dropping more than the 7,500, and they might drop about that amount. And so the vehicles, they'll change the prices quite a bit, but I'm estimating it might be about $5 grand for the Tesla. So 3 to 5 grand. So basically it'll still be cheaper to get it now than later. So we're going to be looking at that, and we're going to be talking about that and seeing if that's what we actually want to do. It's not a guarantee we're going to be getting it right before the incentive. But again, I encourage you guys, do your research on this. That's probably why you're watching this video. Do your research on it before you actually go out and buy a used one. I'm not recommending that you go get a used one right now unless you actually find a really good deal, because the prices are going up, at least from dealerships, because people are paying more money now because they want to get the incentive. And then, but it seems like, in my opinion, I think it's still probably a good deal on the new ones. However, you may not actually end up saving that much money. So just a thought. But yeah, so I'm here at Tesla, and we're going to be getting a Tesla sometime is our plan. But I appreciate you guys for watching. Look over here, all these different Teslas. But here, I wanted to show you this. Kind of interesting. This Cybertruck here, the back wheels are turned. And I'm guessing they kind of did the little crab walk to get up there. Or the axle broke. Either one. Those are the wheels right there, I think, that are kind of cool. I think they'd be better on the white or the blue. But yeah, I think those wheels look nicer. Well, those wheels are like $2 grand. So anyways, I hope this helped you. Let me know in the comments if you think of something else. But again, I just to summarize, for the used vehicles, I'm suggesting that you wait. For the new vehicles, probably go ahead and get it now, but just keep in mind, you're probably not going to be saving much more than $2,000 or $3,000, because the prices will probably be going down. And pay attention to whether or not your state incentive is ending or still going, or even if you have one at all. So, all right, thank you guys for watching. Stay tuned. Again, I'm actually right in the middle of a 100% to 0% test right now. So stay tuned for that video. I'm going to be testing out a new OBD port reader that I got. I'm trying to get it to work. It's been kind of crazy. I got to get a new app or something, but I bought the OBD Link MX Plus. So it was kind of an expensive one, but the app that came along with it is not as intuitive. So I'm going to download a different app. And I've been messing with that, but I didn't want to do a video about it until I actually figured it out a little bit. But I'll show you here. Like right now, the test is actually doing pretty good. I'm at 50% and gone 186.5 miles. But I don't think that I'm going to be getting, like, it seems like the bottom 50% doesn't get me as much as the top half. And that's because, those of you that have Lightnings actually know this, there's a little bit of a buffer with the Lightning at the top end. I believe it's somewhere around 4 kilowatt hours is what I kind of figured up. I did a little test. By the way, look up that video. I did a little test to see how many kilowatt hours are actually on the top end. So I basically got it down to 98% or something, or 99%. No, 98%, and then I did a little calculation. So I don't know, I just have fun doing these little tests. So thank you guys for watching. I appreciate you guys. Y'all are awesome. I really enjoy doing these videos. Thank you guys for enjoying my Lightning with me. I really love this. This is awesome. And again, go check out, do some research on these EVs. And yeah, I appreciate you guys. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next video. Hopefully it'll be this 100% to 0% test coming up soon. Yeah, it looks like they are demoing the crab walk feature a little bit. So you can see the front wheels are turned obviously more than the back wheels, but the back wheel is turned a little bit. So I think that's cool. Kind of wish my Lightning can do that. That'd be fun.